Guardians, hop in your TARDISes. You're listening to another episode of Doctor
Gallifrey sure is messed up, huh?
Yeah, man, they're crazy here. That's all I got.
You don't have to respond to that.
No, I mean,
this
no.
isn't like debate rules.
We're sitting down. Gallifrey good on one side, Gallifrey bad on the other.
Gallifrey patently evil.
Gallifrey not very nice.
Gallifrey comically villainous.
I'm Jordan, and we're rolling out with some of America's best diners, drive-ins, and dives.
I'm your sliding ghost with your screaming host, Sam.
That's pretty good. And this week, we are not talking about a Christmas episode.
We're almost,
We're
but
so
not quite.
close, but we are still talking about an hour-long episode.
I think it's great that our first non-Christmas episode in 3 years is going to go up closest to Christmas.
It's as it should be. And what did Doctor give us for Christmas? He gave us Series 9, Episode 12, Hellbent, the second of a two-parter, written by the anime Stephen Moffat, and directed by Rachel Talalay, which is a fun last name. And
Is it Talalay? I've always read it as Talalay.
It's how I say it, in my own special way. And what I get for Christmas, stuffed right down my stocking, is go back.
Humiliation?
Go back to, roll back the tapes to the episode we talked about, The Impossible Girl, The Girl Who Lived, or whatever it was called. And you could definitely remember me saying, she'll be back.
Hey, Jordan, there's no way that Maisie Williams will
they'll
ever
never
come
get
back.
Maisie Williams back. I didn't say that. I said that they'll definitely get Maisie Williams back, because she said that previously on in an episode we hadn't seen.
I mean, I don't want to just take a victory lap, but I do, and I will. She was literally smiling ominously at the camera.
I thought it was
at
like
the end of that episode.
I thought it was like, I'll always be in the background, cleaning up your messes.
No, she will always be in the foreground.
No, she'll be in the foreground for the remainder of the season and then never be seen again. They can't. The thing about Maisie Williams on this show is like, I think they could probably bring Clara back, but would they have to bring Maisie Williams? Would they have to bring...
Oh, also Clara died.
She got hit by a bird, which is the way I want to go in my life.
It thought she was a window.
She was standing in the middle of
it thought that because it thought she was a window that she was nothing.
She was standing in the middle of the street and a bird struck her dead on in the chest and it killed her.
She stretched her arms out like Jesus on the cross and said, fucking do it. Okay, so this is the part 2 of Heaven Sent, which I've heard is very good.
Heaven sent an angel in the form of a bird to kill Clara and take her off the show.
I think it's so funny. I don't remember if I said this at the time, because I know that I had gone on record as saying, like, Clara is going to survive. She is going to retire from adventuring and live in peace and comfort with her dear husband, Danny Pink. And then we watched that episode where it just
Christmas,
like offhandedly mentioned
Danny
that he was
Pink,
dead.
Danny Pink,
and I was like, oh, never mind, Clara's fucked.
Yeah, Clara's super fucked. She got hit by a bird.
Yeah, she got hit by a bird, which would hurt.
A bird involved
a kinetic, would kill you.
A kinetic bird involved incident took place on whatever street. And Clara...
The Time Lords did discharge their bird cannon.
I know that the Time Lords did it, but I just can't stop thinking about, I was scrolling through my little videos the other day, and I saw one from the, like, Alaskan Eagle Sanctuary, and this woman had an eagle on her arm, and I was just thinking about how fucking huge those birds are. If one hit you in the chest, you would die. I don't know if the Time Lords had
Unless you're Clara.
I don't know if the Time Lords had anything to do with it. We begin this... Oh, and then the Doctor is going back to Gallifrey, and he's mad at the Time Lords.
Yeah, because apparently they sent the bird that killed Clara. We didn't really get any information on that.
Are the Time Lords assassins from the video game series Assassin's Creed? Do they have bird powers?
Oh. I mean...
Nothing is true. Everything is permitted.
I think the more recent run of Assassin's Creed games would be a lot easier if you could just fly your bird
down.
Just slam it into your target.
You can!
Put a hole in their chest.
I mean, you can't kill them, but you can do that in the new ones. What are you talking about?
Wait, you can?
I mean, you can't kill people with the birds, but you can sick birds on people from the sky.
Oh, I mean, like, you go into bird mode. You're, like, flying overhead.
We don't know what's gonna happen.
And then you just swoop down and, like, you just tear through the chest of the Roman senator or whatever.
I don't remember a hole in Clara's chest from the I don't think it was that gory, but I mean, maybe it was.
No, there was a full, like
bloody,
a
you could see
foot-long hole in her chest.
It was a triple R-rated movie from Homestar Runner. You get to see the bird go all the way through and the breakfast come out the other side.
Oh, you know what? Oh, I'm so sorry. I was watching Happy Tree Friends.
Okay, so we begin this episode, Earth to Big Apple, Nevada to Big Desert.
No, it doesn't count as Earth to Big Apple if we don't see Earth from space.
It was in the director's cut. We didn't see it.
But I know we did see Earth from very close in space.
It was in Talele's vision that we start this episode with a big shot of the Earth. We just didn't.
I need to know if that's how you say her
it's
name because I do not
not.
want to keep. I do not want to keep saying Talele.
It's
that's
so
wrong,
funny
which
though.
Almost certainly
it's
is
definitely Talele.
It sounds way too much like Vajayjay.
Yeah.
Which is the worst thing anyone's ever said, including myself.
Now watch me whip. Watch me Talele.
I have a real problem with my brain where, like, any, like, instrumental music, usually from video games, I turn into, watch me whip
Can
Nene.
you please give me an example? You can't say that and not provide an example.
Oh, you know I'm gonna give you an example. Jordan, you've played Fire Emblem, Three Houses.
Unfortunately, I have, yeah.
Now watch me whip.
Now watch me nay. That's pretty funny.
Watch me whip and watch me nay.
Watch me whip. Now watch me nay. That one doesn't work.
It's basically any video game that I play.
Any video game you play. Okay.
La 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 la. Watch me whip and then nay nay.
There's in Final Fantasy XIV. There's a song that many people, including myself, apparently it was one of those you play it and then I found out it was like a meme. But the lyrics of it kind of sound like beef soft taco to me. Beef soft taco, what beef soft taco? Are you having fun looking up how to pronounce the name of Rachel Talele? Because this is all getting cut.
I am not doing that.
Oh, I was waiting.
Sorry,
for you.
did you think that?
I thought you were like looking at an interview that was like, "We're here live with Rachel Talele to talk about the new episode."
And then she was like, "Excuse you, bitch,
me,
it's Talele."
It's Talele, and I'm very proud of my last name. Can we get further than one line into the episode? That's the challenge. The doctor is here, and he goes to a cool diner, Guy Fieri style, with his guitar. He's got it wrapped around his back, the cool way that cool dudes do it. Mm-hmm. And Clara's
He's got
there.
his sunglasses, which I don't remember when I learned that they are Sonic sunglasses.
But we did know that they were Sonic sunglasses, right?
I can't remember if I knew that before, because I watched this twice, because I couldn't wait to watch it before we went on break for a little bit, and then I watched it again last weekend when we were supposed to record, but then we didn't, and I thought... I can't remember if we knew this. Have we seen him use them before this episode? Maybe he used them in...
I know he had them, but... Yeah.
No, he he used them in The Woman Who Lived.
He used them to, like, help that one guy have his dick and balls out.
I think that he had, like, an epic off with Arya.
You mean a shield? By the way, spoilers for, like, the very end of the episode, but... Lady Me comes back, and she still is insisting that he call her Me until she doesn't, and they stop doing it for the rest of the episode. It made me so mad. Because she's like,
wait, it made her mad? Why did it make her mad?
No, because he's like, Shielder, you're back. Fuck it, Jordan. Suck it, Jordan. You suck. And then she said, no, I'm Lady Me. And then he says, okay, a Shielder here. And then they just keep calling her that for the rest of the episode, and she has nothing to say about it.
And it made who mad?
It made me mad.
She wasn't mad at all, Jordan.
Me's on first, a Shielder's on second, Doctor Who's on third, right? So Clara's here. Now, when the Doctor doesn't when there's an extra Clara, I mean, we know why there's extra Claras out there in the universe. We already saw that, so like...
I didn't even think about that.
I was thinking about that the whole episode. This is my vision for the show, is that they just keep bringing Jenna Coleman
That's
back
so funny
forever.
to think that the Doctor would see Clara get a hole blasted in her chest by a flying raven and be like, oh no,
I'll never see her
there's
again.
more of that
they're specifically littering my time stream. Like, they're here to keep the fucking great intelligence from kicking me in the balls over and over again for all of my life.
So he talks to Clara, who's working at this diner. She asks if he's been traveling, and he says, yeah, from time to time. And then he starts playing his guitar.
He plays
like, can I buy food with music?
He plays her iconic song. He plays Clara's theme music.
And this is where Stephen Moffat cracks his knuckles and starts writing his classic lines.
He's trying so hard. She
says, "Oh, is it a sad song?" And he says, "Nothing is sad till it's over. Then everything is."
What about, like, being at the dentist, Stephen?
I'm always sad when I leave the dentist.
Man, I really hated getting his cavity filled, but I'll be even sadder when it's over, because I'll have to say goodbye.
You know what's funny? Is when you get, like, a tooth drilled or whatever, you get a crown put in or whatever, and then the dentist, like, puts away their tools and then starts crying, and you're like, what's the matter? And they're like, just sad it's over.
Nothing's sad till it's over. And then I say to the dentist, this is something that I learned from my favorite TV show, Doctor Who. Ready for some wisdom? Nothing's sad till it's over.
He says that this song is called Clara, and she says, tell me about her. So he starts telling a flashback. Almost this entire episode is the doctor recounting his story.
I can't stress enough. That wasn't a joke I was making earlier. I was really sure that this was one of those Clara time stream pals that he was talking to.
I didn't really know what I expected, but I also wasn't really concerned, and I didn't really care.
You didn't care enough to I mean, this is very funny because we're seeing the end of a several series long character arc, of which we didn't see most of the 12th Doctor and Clara. I think we've seen them in, like, I want to say 2 episodes, maybe 3.
To the spreadsheet.
We saw your favorite episode, Robot of Sherwood, which I promise I'll go back and watch again one day.
We have Robot of Sherwood, The Caretaker in the Forest of the Night, Last Christmas,
Good Lord,
The Woman Who Lived.
Oh, we've seen
which
so many
I guess
of these.
Clara's in it for like 3 seconds, and now this.
Well, so now we're on Gallifrey. You could tell because orange, very orange. And then Time Lords are in this episode, and they're like supervillains now.
Yeah.
And I don't know how I feel about that. Like, not like, oh, please don't hurt my precious little Time Lord, my small cinnamon roll Time Lord alien race. But, like, it felt a little unsubtle to me.
I was kind of, like, sour on it at first in terms of, like, this is the thing that the Doctor has... But I was thinking about it afterwards, and, like, when I rewatched the episode, and I was like, you know... I guess probably it's like the Doctor loves Gallifrey and he loves the Gallifreyans, but he doesn't love the Time Lords.
He was their president at one point.
Because I still don't know what Time Lords are compared to Gallifreyans, but I think I'm starting to get the idea that they are like the ruling class of Gallifreyans who get the ability to regenerate. I think that Gallifreyans broadly cannot do that.
I think that would make sense.
What I've surmised.
So we see 2 people, two time lads, one of which is the president of Time Lords, Rassilon, I believe Rassilon is the one that we saw who was telling a Christmas story to us.
He was played by Timmy Daltz at the time, but you did say that his name was Rassilon.
I think I remembered that after the fact, so that might be a spoiler, I'm sorry. But now he's at a different time, and he's not played by Timmy Daltz or Timmy Deltz. He's very old and very...
I love that we have Timmy Latz and Timmy Deltz.
I forgot about Timmy Latimer. He's the kid who fires a machine gun and he cries about it. What a bitch. And then I believe
you know why he's crying?
Because
it's over.
Because he doesn't get to shoot any more scarecrows.
I'm out of ammo.
And then the general, I don't remember, there's a Time Lord in this episode called Gastron.
I don't think we ever got a name for
there's a character named Gastron, which to me sounds like some kind of restaurant or cooking alien.
I think I had Gastron once. It was really, really rough.
It's like a pill you take before you eat, like at a steakhouse, to help you not throw up.
Yeah, Gastron is just the one named soldier in this episode. He is in the quote-unquote Matrix.
I don't think you should be.
Cloister.
I don't think you should be allowed to call a thing the Matrix anymore. I think that one's been taken.
I mean, it's not like the idea of the Matrix is that they are putting the consciousnesses.
But it's called.
Into it. Wait, oops, that is exactly
what it is called, though. Yeah, and we also see my new favorite piece of every time Stephen Moffat writes an episode, he has to come up with a new iconic scary alien, and then usually he does nothing with it. These ones are called sliders, and it's like they're like guys, but their animations aren't loading, so they're just sliding around, and they got scary faces. faces on them.
But they're called sliders because they slide around. They just look like Daleks, basically.
They're sliding. And then they're like,
if you blur your eyes, they're just Daleks, but they're like, we should call them sliders because they slide around. What about Daleks? Should we call them sliders?
Also,
no.
Don't you dare call them sliders. That is that's an offensive term. They're called the
Yes, that's right.
wraiths.
He calls them, he's like, I'm surrounded by sliders, General. The General's like, excuse you, those are cloister wraiths.
Sorry about that. That's a very PC of me. Steven would definitely say that.
Also, wait. No, never mind.
There's bells.
I was thinking of something that happens later.
There's bells of Saint.
The bells of Saint time start ringing. The Sisters of Karn are here. They're the ones, Day of the Doctor.
They're the ones.
No, they were in Night of the Doctor.
Yeah, they're the ones that turned the Eighth Doctor into the super epic
minisode
War Doctor. But they're back.
Yeah, they're here.
They are here to not really do anything.
I'm pretty sure that the lead sister of Karn basically just says that she's here to enjoy the drama.
She's brought some popcorn.
I'm just here to watch the episode. The Doctor enters a shack that he finds in the wilderness of Gallifrey.
This is the shack from the Day of the Doctor,
where he brings the moment.
Yeah, the moment.
I did not realize that shack was on Gallifrey. That is so bizarre to me.
I didn't either, and I don't know if there's supposed to be a significance to this shack. Is this the Doctor's house? Is this the Doctor's village?
I guess
is this
possible.
The village?
I don't think it's his house though, because some lady walks in and is like, "Oh, what are you doing here?"
Well, yeah, but then when she realizes,
mom,
yeah, what if the Doctor's mom was still alive all this time? When she realizes who he is, they all start clapping, and then they all sit around to watch him eat soup. So I think this is
okay. Literally, there is a scene here where the local Gallifreyans, who are not Time Lords, I assume, gather to watch him eat time soup and cheer.
They literally clap.
Actually, no. They're not. They're not clapping yet. They will clap for him later.
Yeah.
They are solemnly watching him eat soup.
This is why I'm like,
this is so important.
Is this like the Doctor's village? Is this like the Naruto origin story of the Doctor? What is this Rogue's Town or whatever? What is this place? I mean, is there content? I feel like we've seen so many fucking specials about this that surely there's not an extra one where we get an explanation of what this place is supposed to be to the Doctor.
Well, on that topic, I was very surprised when all of the locals showed up, because when we see him walking through the wilderness,
it looks completely deserted.
There is fucking nothing here. And then he finds this shack, and then just cut to 30 people watching him eat soup.
And then the military shows up in their big ship, and the soldier inside, who I think is it the same guy as the one who's
it's Gaston.
He's like, step away from put the spoon down. We know what you're capable of.
No. He says, Doctor, lay down your weapons. And he sets down his spoon.
Right. Do you get it? Because we know what he's capable of.
Well, here's the thing. I don't know if that's a recurring 12th Doctor thing, but we've seen him duel Robin Hood with that spoon. Or probably not with that spoon, with a spoon.
This is Hitori Hanzo's steel.
Although, come to think of it, in Robot of Sherwood, my favorite episode, he does pull that spoon out of a sheath. This might actually be his iconic spoon.
Weapon. This is like what I was talking about it on what was that? Oh, Doomsday, I think it was. No. Whatever the one with the master hungry hamburger boy.
I said, the End of Time Part 1.
End of Time Part 1. I was just like, what does the Doctor even do? And the answer is he kills people with spoon. And then, okay, this is the part where they all come down. He looks at the ship that has a big turret pointed at him. Probably Timmy Latz is manning that one, and he's smiling because it's not over yet. And then Doctor steps up from his soup, and he, with his foot, draws a big line in the dirt, and he sits down back to his soup, and everybody in the audience applauds.
Yes, all the people gathered around his table just clap as he resumes eating soup.
It is the first, but not the last GameStop moment of this episode. Because there is another moment where everybody salutes the Doctor.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about the part where they give him Employee of the Month.
Every episode, yeah. And then
maybe we should explain that, because that was specific enough that I didn't even know what you meant for a second.
Oh, it's like the not always right,
there's an F+ episode called Tales in Retail.
To be fair, and then everybody applauded, everybody clapped.
But you just referred to it as a GameStop moment.
True.
the general suggests to the president that what if we just talk to the doctor?
No.
And the president says, but words are his weapons.
Stephen.
And then the general says, when did they stop being ours?
Damn, Stephen. Nice one. Whoa. Wow.
So now the general brings a bunch of soldiers to talk to the doctor. The doctor just goes back inside and refuses to talk to him. Now the High Council go to talk to him, and he just goes back inside without talking to them. And President Rasputin is...
No, it's Rassilon.
President Radishes is furious. And so he goes with the general and his soldiers to meet the doctor this time. The doctor's looking at a disc, which I think we will find out later is the, torture prison.
Yeah, the jail. The mind hole.
And the president meets with him and says, hello, doctor. And the doctor just says, get off my planet.
I'm the president.
And now we get into plot, finally.
Uh-huh.
So the president says, you could have just walked out of there if you had told us what you know about the hybrid.
Time Lords love putting things... Much like Hideo Kojima, Time Lords love naming things the blank.
Mm-hmm.
The Matrix, the Moment, the Hand of Omega.
Except when they do it, it's bad.
No, and when Kojima does it, it's very good. Yeah.
So the president says, you know, doctor, we have no witnesses out here if I decided to kill you. And the doctor says, yeah, well, neither do I. As if he's going to kill the president, the general, and the, 12 armed soldiers.
Well, we see a funny moment.
With words.
A funny moment where the doctor does use his words later to kill somebody. And so...
With a cutting remark.
He says, I don't like those boots, and the guy just falls over.
That's actually how the Time Lords send a raven at you to blow a hole in your chest, is by saying something.
I didn't realize that we were in Westeros. That's why Lady B, Macy Williams is here, and they're sending ravens. Da 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 da.
So the president says, all right, soldiers, kill him, but they don't want to kill him because he's a war hero.
These are loyal soldiers.
But the president says, you aim at him and you fire.
And they fire a perfectly doctor-shaped hole around the doctor.
But for suspense, we cut to the doctor telling his story to Clara, as if we would then come back and he's just like a pile of meat on the ground.
He's Jodie Whittaker. This is the thing that I keep talking about with Time Lords, and this whole thing is like, did they just sit there shooting his body over and over again till he burns through all of it? Like, what do they do? He's gonna be a different guy. They know this. They are Time Lords. They do that too, right?
That was in the End of Time. They were like, I could kill you while you're regenerating.
Right, they're like, we're gonna shoot you with the venom from the whatever tree, and all of our bullets
thought the doctor was gonna do that in this episode to the general.
All of our bullets are coated with that venom, that poison sap that's gonna make it not good. So you better watch out.
But anyway, this cliffhanger is pointless. There's no point talking about it. But we come back to the story. And yes, they have perfectly drawn a Doctor Who shaped outline around Doctor Who from Doctor Who.
It's a good thing these Gallifreyan soldiers are so well trained, and none of them missed, because that would have ruined a very potent moment of loyalty and soldierhood.
And we get another Stephen moment. Mm-hmm. One of the worst lines I've ever heard on Doctor Who. One of the most upsetting lines. This is literally fucking. The president is like, "You there? Explain yourself." It's Gaga, whatever his name was. And the guy's like, in the Time War, we had a saying. The first thing you notice about the Doctor of War is that he's unarmed. For many, it's also the last.
Shut up, Stephen. Shut up. You don't get this character. You don't get to do that to this character. Like, I'm sorry.
I thought the whole thing with the War Doctor was the Doctor is picking up a gun.
Yeah, like...
Now we're finding out that he was, flying around being whimsical and also massacring his enemies.
The first thing you notice about the War Doctor is that he's unarmed. Then he pulls out his spoon.
Also, I didn't love that they called him the Doctor of War. That just felt like fucking the Batman type shit to me. He's they're embarrassed to call him the War Doctor.
You came up with that one, Steven. But what is this that he's like, here I am, oh, it's me, John Hurt, here's my spoon, fucking kills you.
Rip and tear.
He's ripping and tearing with his sonic screwdriver. This is the one with the gun.
This is what we didn't know about the singing man, is that what's coming out of his mouth is the Doom soundtrack.
That line sucked so bad. I really hated it because it just puts it in your imagination of like, what is he using? Is he the master? Is he eating them? Is he using his hands? Is he shooting lightning at them?
Is he like doing like karate moves?
Right, is he doing Venetian karate? Is that I mean, we still haven't seen anything that the Sixth Doctor has done. Maybe it was that, like just ripping them limb from limb.
But then all the soldiers drop their guns and they stand with the Doctor, and then we cut back to Clara.
We get a preview of the Rosa because the triumphant trumpets start playing as they all stand by the Doctor and salute him and say thank you for your service.
We cut back to the diner, and Clara asks the Doctor, "Did this really happen?"
Steven's fucking cranking his typewriter right now when he writes this line. He says, "This doesn't even make sense."
This is the biggest Steven line of the episode.
The Doctor turns into Tyrion Lannister for a second, and he says, "Stories are where memories go when they're forgotten, Khaleesi."
And who has a better story than Bran the Virgin?
What the fuck does that... That doesn't make sense, because if you forgot it, how it... Like, that doesn't work. It doesn't... There's no internal...
Who has a better story than Clara the Caved In?
Who has a better story than Lady Me a Shielder? Lady Me
Stories
Susan.
are where memories go when they're forgotten.
That doesn't...
Actually, I've told a lot of stories that I remember.
I remember most stories, because if you forgot them, you couldn't tell the story, Doctor.
Like, I wanna pull Steven aside. I want him to see us after class. I just want to know, Steven, what did you mean by that?
What does this mean?
Because many, I think you'll find many stories are not true.
Most people...
And many stories are things that we do remember happening.
How did the Epic of Gilgamesh survive for thousands and thousands of years if everyone was automatically forgetting it the second they... Like, how does that... Stephen, I just have to ask
So,
you...
like, is the implication of this line supposed to be that the stories that we tell are all true and we forgot?
Man,
I just don't know what it's supposed to mean.
It's
like,
just,
honestly, am I being stupid by not getting what he was trying to say there?
Is this like a situation where all of our listeners are screaming at us because we're sitting here like, oh, I don't know, we don't know, is that supposed to be Rose? I don't get it. And they're like, oh, you fucking morons. Or is it Stephen I just think Stephen thought he was being so clever. He was being such a clever boy with this epic line. They put this in your yearbook. When you're graduating primary school and you go, I want to write something deep in my friend's yearbook. I don't know if they do that over there, but in this story they do. And I'm like, what do I write? Oh, stories are, what is it?
What a long, strange trip it's been.
It's been a long
H.A.G.S.
It's been a long day without you, my friend, and I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. H.A.G.S. Stephen, please stop writing things and think about them before you write them down, maybe. And then, we're back on Gallifrey. All the soldiers.
Hey, if you're listening to this and you think that that's a good line,
explain.
and we're being stupid and not
please.
getting it, yeah, please explain it in the Discord or send it to us on social media or whatever. I would love to know if I'm missing something with that line.
We're
legitimately.
not. We are of all people are aware that our TV watching format is very smart, and we're very smart people. And we've never been wrong, but if we are wrong, we will always admit it on the podcast. But I don't think Stephen really knew what he was talking about here. All the soldiers,
and you knew that Maisie Williams would come back.
I did know that. All the soldiers put their guns down, and they all go stand with the Doctor, and they all salute the Doctor, and Star Spangled Banner starts playing.
The president prepares to what you said earlier. He has like a power glove, like a zappy glove.
We have a saying during the Time War, President Radagast the Brown, the first thing you notice about him is that he's unarmed. For many, it's the last before he pulls out his power glove and you say, oh, he is armed.
The first thing you notice about him is that he's unarmed. The second thing you notice about him is, oh wait, actually he's wearing a power glove.
That's what the Doctor had. That's also what the Master was using in End of Time Part 1.
But he literally says, he's like, how many regenerations did we give you? And he's like, I'm going to kill you until you're out.
They gave him so many, though. We don't even know.
They vaped him to life.
They vaped him to life so long that eventually he becomes Tom Baker again, which could happen anywhere between, 999th Doctor and 16th Doctor. We just don't know.
So more army ships fly in. And the president is like, "Ah, good, General, you called for reinforcements." And the doctor's like, "No,
The doctor just did
reinforcements."
a military coup.
We will elaborate on that momentarily. The president says, "No, Gallifrey is mine." And the general throws down his gun and says, "Get off the doctor's planet." And we go to Time Lord HQ with the doctor and the general, and they explain that they have positioned Gallifrey at the end of the universe, where they have opened a restaurant.
Yeah, I was thinking that too. I mean, Douglas Adams did write for Doctor Who, so they could have just stolen this from him, and it was like...
Oh yeah, they have made many callbacks to Douglas Adams.
Uh-huh.
They love it. Yeah, so they're like, we've put Gallifrey in a time bubble at the end of time to keep it safe. And the doctor says, "Oh, I know. I came the long way around." And we'll come back to that in a bit.
Yeah, that one's wild.
But this is where the coup really kicks into full gear, because we learned that between scenes, the doctor has ordered the president just shipped off into space in a shuttle.
Into the nothingness of the universe, because it's all gone.
Yeah, and the universe is about to end, which I guess I hope for the president's sake means that there's going to be some sort of explosion or big crunch, and not have fun riding out the heat death of the universe.
You immortal time alien.
But the doctor is like, "Send the High Council out too." And the general says, "Isn't that going a little far?"
What?
And he says, "I've barely started."
I mean, once we learn what happened to the doctor, I could kind of understand why he's all fucked up, but then he can't go back to being,
okay, but they didn't do that to him. I'm sorry. He did that to himself.
He really did do that to him. I
and
mean,
we'll get into it momentarily.
But I do also like the fact that this is very much like, bad actors, not bad systems here, where he's like, "I will fix Gallifrey by launching the Senate into space."
That's so ridiculous. He goes into the cloister. And, I have her name here, the head sister of Karn, who we've seen before in Night of the Doctor. Her name is Sister Ohila.
He decides that she is not worth launching.
She's the one who gave Become John Hurt juice to, what's his name?
Make Me Hurt, to 8th Doctor.
What is that guy's name?
8th Doctor.
What is his name?
8th Doctor. We don't know his name.
Is it Paul McGann?
Theta Sigma?
Great.
Wait, I know what the doctor's name is. I'll whisper it to you.
Great.
Right.
So the doctor talks to Sister Ohila and says that the Time Lords used what is called a confession dial. And what that is supposed to be for is that when a Time Lord is dying, they sort of put him into a pocket dimension where time doesn't mean anything, so that he can face his demons before they upload his mind to the Matrix, which is like a supercomputer database made of all dead Time Lords' minds. And
what they did
in case you're wondering, is that torture and agony for them for eternity? Yes. I don't know why, but it is.
We find out that it is. But they use the torture, they use the confession dial.
But it's like they know that that'll happen to them. Like, the president himself knows about... It's not like a deep, dark secret that when a Time Lord dies, they're like, "Wait, you're gonna do what to me?" No, it's just like, "Oh yeah, when I die, I'll go to hell forever," because that's just like the system that we built.
That's why the Doctor went rogue. That's why the Master went rogue. They both found out, and they're like, "Wait, I don't want that.
Why do I have to go to eternal computer hell?
I don't want to be on Gallifrey anymore."
Does it have to hurt? And they're like, no, but we made it. We made it
hurt
agony,
a lot.
So it will.
Kind of the price you have to pay. I also really like the fact that this is like this torture device we used. It wasn't always a torture device. It was just called the confession dial.
It's a confessional in like a Catholic way, where it's like, I'm gonna go to computer hell,
right? Except as opposed to in Catholicism, you still go to computer hell when you confess your sins and like receive. I've received absolution. Okay, can I go to heaven now? No.
This is so funny though, because he's like, the confession dial is meant to let Time Lords face their demons before they die and get uploaded to hell. It's not supposed to be a torture chamber. The unspoken follow-up to that sentence being, that's the thing that comes after.
And then Ohila is like, why did you shoot Rassilon into space? And he says, oh, well, you just better keep watching the show.
So he goes back to the council chamber. I don't know why they were like outside the council chamber, and then he like goes into the cloister to talk to Sister Ohila, and then they just go back to the council chamber.
It was because we needed to get more screen time from the sliders.
God, we got to see them sliders. So now we're in the council chamber, and they are asking him, or no, he's asking them, what do you know about the hybrid? And what we will find out, although I think the normal viewer would already know this, is that the Doctor doesn't know shit about this thing that they're calling the hybrid. He is sort of framing this as like a, you tell me what I already know, but he actually doesn't know anything.
The general, who we don't know the name of, says it's a creature thought to be crossbred between two warrior races. We think Time Lord and Dalek. And this
I love that we think that that's what it is.
We're not sure.
We're basing that on literally nothing, you'll find, but we're just like kind of vibing with the idea that a Time Lord fucked a Dalek.
It's a nude ice warrior and a Sontaran. So it's fully nude, running around fast, but then it's like really dumb and silly.
By the way, I was assuming when they start talking about the quote-unquote Matrix prophecies, I was assuming that the idea was that it squeezes every drop of information out of every dead Time Lord, putting together like the most ultimate database of information based on all the things that they have experienced and observed and learned over their long lives.
Why is it like prophesizing if it basically has? I mean,
well, see, that's what I was thinking. I was like, oh, so the idea is that like one Time Lord might hear someone mention the hybrid, and then another Time Lord might hear something about a crossbreed between a Time Lord and a Dalek. And when they're all uploaded, it sort of consolidates this information. No, that is not what it is. It is using the combined intellect of all the dead Time Lords to algorithmically predict the future. It's fucking machine learning. And just like fucking ChatGPT.
Yeah, and just like ChatGPT, it can be fucking wrong. ChatGPT, please write me an essay about...
We have consulted the Matrix. The Matrix prophecies say that there are 7 N's in mayonnaise. Someday that will come to pass.
I was so fucking mad the other day. I was playing some video game, I can't remember which one, and I looked up a thing. I was like, oh, how do you do this or whatever? And then it was like, do you want to try asking ChatGPT? And it was just fucking wrong. And it's like, well, what is this for? Why are you implementing this feature?
I had to open Edge the other day because my fucking company website doesn't work on Firefox or Chrome.
Were you met with you open Edge and it was just like, here's all the Fox News transphobia and like Marjorie Taylor Greene you could ever hope for? Because that's what happens to me.
As a quick aside, every fucking time that I'm like on a call with people at work, which is literally every day, and someone shares their screen and opens Edge, it's so uncomfortable as they open Edge and it just pops up with like, here's the horrible shit that Donald Trump said today, and we're all just like ignore, just like, I didn't see that.
Why does Edge do that? It's specifically
Edge. About our Excel sheet for the day. But anyway, I opened Edge to put in my hours, and it opens a sidebar that's like, try out Bing Copilot, which uses ChatGPT. And so I'm not going to do that. But what I was curious about is if I tell it to hide the sidebar, what will it do? Like, is it going to like spit out some like canned message that's like, we think you'll like it? But I said, never show me this sidebar again, which I think is pretty explicit and clear.
Sorry.
And the ChatGPT Copilot responds, a little pop-up happen, and this is a pop-up. This is not a chat response. So this is like a back-end thing happening. It says processing command, disabling favorites bar.
Oh, it turned off your favorites bar.
And then the chat bot responds, "Okay, I've turned off your favorite tar. Thanks."
I love technology. I'm so glad that every tech company is investing all their money into this.
It really seems like it's gonna pay off big time.
I mean, it's really in its infancy right now. Just wait till it starts working.
Did you see when, I don't want to spend too long talking about this, but did you see when Bing announced their big move into ChatGPT or whatever? I don't care what they're actually using. If it's not ChatGPT, don't correct me. But they were like, we're switching over to AI. The thing is, I say ChatGPT because it infuriates me that they call it AI when it's just a fucking chatbot. But they switched to their large language model thing for Bing, and immediately someone posted some screenshots where they asked it, can you get me movie times for Avatar: The Way of Water? And it was like, that movie is not out yet. It is 2021.
I love technology. We're living in the future.
Seems helpful.
I'm glad that every single Time Lord had to die to make this work.
I like that they took existing features that search engines have and removed them.
I mean, isn't that what like the trend?
Get it
isn't
wrong
that the trend
instead?
of every search engine is that they just continue to get worse and worse and less functional?
God. I'm going to be an 80-year-old man, and I'm going to be telling like uninterested children, Google used to work.
That's like they killed every Time Lord has to be in eternal anguish, and the doctor's like, all right, get me times to see. I'm fourth Doctor again for some reason. Get me times to see Avatar: Way of Water, and then it's just like consulting the Matrix. That movie has never existed, and it never will.
That movie has never existed. But would you like to know the weather? I don't know what it is.
I don't fucking know. All I know is that there might be. We think the Time Lords think. We just said hybrid will destroy the universe, and the Time Lords said probably Dalek human hybrid. A Dalek and a human a Dalek and a Time Lord met up, and they fucked.
Matrix, tell me about the hybrid, but make it vulgar.
Matrix, say your top 5 slurs. Did you see?
Anyway, that's the current events for the episode.
Yeah, I'm really glad we made it through this whole time without talking about Gronk or whatever it's called.
No, Gronk is a football player. Grok is Elon Musk's AI.
Oh, it's so cool. Thank you, sir.
Also,
okay.
He thinks. Speaking of Douglas Adams, he thinks that Grok is a Hitchhiker's Guide.
I've been arguing with people online. There's no fucking way that guy has read that book. He's never read any book in his life. He's never read Hitchhiker's Guide. He's never had any fun. He's never enjoyed any fiction. He doesn't know how to read. There's no way. There's no way that Elon Musk is...
we're doing it. Hey, remember the other day when he talked about how he tried to play GTA 5, but he couldn't get into it?
He couldn't kill the cops.
Very early on, you have to shoot police officers.
He said I couldn't do it. He said, I played a video game that the name of the game is a crime, and I looked at it and they said, they're making me do crime? Oh no. Also, Elon Musk doesn't care about anything, and he's never read Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy in his life. If you asked him on Twitter, please tell me you've read Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, he'd say towel at you, and you'd go, thank you, sir. Epic. Thank you. He's never read that book. That book is good. It's a fun book.
I think that he has read it, but I don't think it is in any way virtuous to read that book.
I don't think it's virtuous to read that book, but I do think that it's a positive quality to enjoy fiction, and I don't think Elon Musk enjoys fiction. I don't think he's read any books in his life.
I think that he's read Hitchhiker's Guide when he was younger.
Okay, and he doesn't remember.
That is what I believe.
He doesn't remember any of it.
Just so we're clear, anyone listening, when I say it's not virtuous to read that book, I do think it's a good book. I just don't think that it makes you cool.
It doesn't make you cool or funny to have read it, but I also think that Elon Musk is not cool or funny, and I definitely hasn't read it.
I do want to listen to the radio play, though.
Oh, it's so good. It's on Spotify. I found out it's on Spotify. It used to be really hard to get your hands on it because it was very expensive to buy, but it's on the Internet Archive for free if you don't want to give Spotify money.
I'll go with that and not Spotify. Thank you.
I'm just saying if you have that, you can get it through Spotify, but Internet Archive is there. It's got you covered. It's for free. Just download it on a USB and enjoy one of the best things I've ever heard in my life. It's so funny.
Anyway, so the doctor picks up a machine gun and starts shooting everybody. Sorry, that's not what happened.
The first thing you notice about the doctor is this cool gun. That it's too late.
So what actually happens is that the doctor says, I want to use an extraction chamber. And we cut to Clara getting a hole blasted in her chest by a raven. But right before it hits her and punches a hole through her, time stops and a door opens and the doctor beckons her through it into a white chamber. And what we learn is that the extraction chamber...
This is Time Lord technology.
It is a Time Lord technology where you can go to somebody in their final moments and talk to them and like get information out of them and pick their brain, and then you pop them back in to die. And I'm sure that everybody who has ever been in an extraction chamber has been really cool with it.
And it's really cool that this technology got bought out by those aliens that they go to at your precise moment of your death, and then they pick you up so that they can torture you for all eternity for your crimes against humanity. Remember those guys?
I do wonder why it has to be the moment before their death. Like, couldn't it be like just the day before when everything is chill and we're just like,
it kind of
Clara,
feels. It kind of feels
had some
like
questions for you, and she's like, oh yeah, cool.
It kind of feels like the Doctor has always had access to a piece of technology that lets him talk to people at various moments of their life. It's called his time machine, and he can literally go to last Tuesday and say, hey, Clara.
It is very funny to imagine that, like, we're watching it in, like, slow motion. Clara is standing there. The Raven starts flying out of the Raven cannon. She, like, starts to stretch her arms out like Jesus Christ to die. But then a TARDIS materializes around her and takes her to safety. And the Doctor's like, Clara, I'm so glad I got you before you died. I have some questions for you. And she's like, okay, cool. And she answers all the questions. And then he's like, okay, thanks. And then he goes back and he like pushes her back out the door, and she gets killed by the Raven anyway.
Also, I disagree. I think when she was stretching out her arms, she was trying to distribute the weight of the Raven evenly, so it would maybe give a bigger area of impact, thus saving her life. And it didn't work because the Raven has such a fast velocity, but like she tried.
I like that. Here's an alternative.
Because she's
What if she was like, wait, I'm one of you. Look at my wings.
Flap away. Maybe she was trying to get ready to catch it.
You wouldn't kill a fellow bird, would you?
Squawk, squawk. Please don't kill me.
So she starts eating some seeds off the ground. Okay, so she is in this extraction chamber with the Doctor, the General, and some scientists.
She's like, there's a weird ringing in my ear. So that the General is like, oh, you have to tell her. And then he's like, okay, fine. You're not hearing your own heartbeat because you're dead. Oops, sorry.
That's something I kind of liked. I like the idea that she would be like, what is that noise? And he would be like, it's the absence of your heartbeat. I think that's cool.
There was a thing that but the way he said it was like, there's something you've heard for your entire life, and only now are you not hearing it. It's the drums.
It's caramel dancing.
I would love to see that like shot of the Gallifrey City, whichever one they're on, and it's just a blasting caramel dancing, flashing rainbow colors.
So he explains to Clara that the Time Lords are very clever.
Ding!
And she has been dead for billions of years.
But before... listen, I know that might be a little distressing, but I gotta ask you about the hybrid.
Yes, which I think she doesn't know anything about either. The Doctor then punches the General in the face and grabs his gun. He says to the room, stay where you are, on pain of death. Nobody take a selfie.
Okay, Stephen.
Yeah,
stop making Peter Capaldi say these. This is for Jodie. That one's for Jodie. I know you didn't know about Jodie, and I bet you, Stephen, you were fighting fucking tooth and nail to keep that one from happening.
Do you think this was the deal? Because someone posted in Discord that article of Peter Capaldi talking about like, you know, they were kind of toying with the idea of the romance continuing into my era, but I just kind of put my foot down. I was like, you know, I'm old enough to be what's her name?
First of all,
name's dad?
Thank you,
Jenna Coleman.
Yeah.
Do you think this was the deal? Like,
you have to say selfie. And
I don't have
Instagram.
to have a romance with this young woman who is like my daughter's age, but you can make me say like old man shit.
It's really funny to me. I was thinking about this the other day, was like, it's really funny to me that, you know, one thing that I've said that's very positive about this season is that I think the Doctor and Clara have a good relationship, and it's really good because it's not romantic anymore. And it's good to know that in Steven's beautiful vision of the show, it was going to continue to be romantic when he became a very old man.
Do you remember when we watched the Kyle XY DVD extra that's like, here's what would have happened if we'd gotten to make the show go on longer?
It was like Love Triangle for 4 seasons.
Yeah, Julie Plec was like, we were planning to have the love triangle drive the plot for the next few seasons.
I just think it's really funny. Like, thank you, Peter Capaldi, for putting your foot down and saying it would be very gross. But I really am disappointed. I'm disappointed.
It's so much better without it.
I'm disappointed in the fact that Steven was like, yes, let's keep it going. We're going to make these two kiss
because
all
it was
the
so
time.
Fucking good
it was
in the
so
first
good
place.
When Matt Smith was like giving her cookies and kissing her on the head. Oh my God, I hated it so much. But what if it was...
It wasn't that he was giving her cookies. It was that she had a plate of... Or no, that's right. He gave her a plate of cookies, and didn't he, like, take a bite of one of them and put it back or something?
Yeah, so they'd have an indirect sort of kiss when she eats it.
Kiss. So Anyway, the doctor gets the gun, and the general is like, Doctor, that gun is meant to protect the president. It has no stun setting. I love the idea that's like, in Time Lord culture, if someone thinks that you might be a danger to the president, you're fucking dead instantly, even though we could stun you.
I mean, the thing to me that's really funny is that, like, we know the time, like, the moment of the scene, the tension of the scene relies on the viewer, and I did fall for it, like, forgetting about the thing that the Time Lords do, but, like, that does raise the question, because what happens here is the doctor shoots the general dead, and you go, wow, that was so cold, the doctor just killed a guy on screen, and then the general gets back up and oh my god, Sam, wouldn't it be so funny?
No way.
Wouldn't it be so funny if a Time Lord regenerated into a woman?
More woman Time Lord generals.
But no, because it's equality win, because she says, oh wow, I hadn't been a man for a really long time. And
No. It's, she gets up and she's like, back to normal, am I?
Yeah, so she's saying, like, I'm normally we have equality.
She says, only time I've been a man, that body. Dear Lord, how do you cope with all that ego?
But also, okay, first of all, I have so many things to say. One of the things I have to say, and this is something that's like, we don't get glimpses into Time Lord society anymore, and I think that's good, because the show would raise so many questions about itself that it doesn't need to answer, right? The core of the show is fun time travel adventure with a silly man and a person who may or may not get fed to the wood chipper at the end of it all. And I don't need to sit around saying, how do Time Lords experience their genders? But in a world where anyone can be any kind of person at any time, and when they die, they just become a different person, I don't understand how they even, like, this is the thing that killed me when the doctor was like, you and me, little boy, we're men, we're dudes.
I mean, you definitely could write an interesting story about that, and I suspect that Ursula K. Le Guin has already done that.
Yeah, I was literally going to say, isn't that an Ursula K. Le Guin story that I've been meaning to read forever? But they don't need to do that, because they can just keep the time.
I only know about that story because of a video
about
by
Starfield?
YouTuber Jesse Gender about Starfield.
Me too. That was a great video. Maybe you want to read that.
Oh, did you? Maybe you actually posted that video.
I didn't post that video. I just watched it and enjoyed it at work. But the point being...
I'm telling on you.
The point being, if a Time Lord can swap genders whenever they die, first of all, why do they... But also, second of all, why are they carrying live ammunition bullets if the doctor's like, I'll kill you, and then the person just gets right back up afterwards?
Well, see, that's another good question, by the way, is that the general is like, this is a gun for protecting the Time Lord president. It doesn't have a stun setting, which is ridiculous.
Wouldn't a stun setting
give it a stun setting?
Yeah.
But the stun setting
would have done more.
Would have done more, because he just, or she now, I guess, just gets up moments later.
And then goes after the doctor.
Because it was set to kill.
So it was like, this is all supposed to be a little joke, like a little haha that Steven's playing on the audience. Can you believe the doctor just killed a person? But then the person gets right back up because haha, Time Lord regenerates. But it's like, that just breaks it. It breaks it so hard, Steven.
I'm setting it from stun to stun shorter by killing.
This death is but a minor
more
inconvenience.
Effective than killing the general? Like a rope. Or like clonking on the head.
He points the gun at the general, and the general's like, no, I'm on 12 out of 12. You can't do this. They'll put me in the torture jail forever.
Yeah, that's another thing, by the way, is like, the general is, considering that we know that normally they have a 13 limit, the general's like pretty chill about it. And like, the general has regenerated before, because she's like, only time I've been a man, I'm back to normal now. So
I've been a woman.
I'm on like my 8th of 13 or whatever. And I'm also, like, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. Well, okay, so moving on, because we've been, I can't
The doctor grabs a neural block, which is, he says to the scientist, like, get me a neural block, one that's compatible with humans.
Oh, that doesn't come back for a long time.
And he takes Clara out of the room. Clara is not on board with this, by the way. She's like, Doctor, this is not okay what you're doing. Don't do this for me, etc. We go back to the diner, and Clara is like, wow, you must have really liked her if you killed someone for her. You don't seem the type. And he's like, well, that's the second thing you notice about me, is that I don't seem the type to fucking kill you with my bare hands, but I love to do it.
Or my gun.
So he takes Clara to the cloister, and she says, "How did you find Gallifrey?" And he says, "They unfroze it and came back to this universe." And she says, "How?" And he says, "I didn't ask. It would make them feel cleverer."
Ding. I really like the idea of how did they do this? You know, we have this big mystery. The Gallifrey is like, oh, it's always hanging out in the off screens because you know it would be so monumental to bring it back. How did they bring it back? Don't worry.
I am
about
fascinated,
it.
by the way, because we have gotten just like the littlest bits of Where is Gallifrey lore.
Right.
So in Day of the Doctor, which was an 11th Doctor story, we learned that before the revival of Doctor Who, Gallifrey was like put into some kind of pocket dimension or something. But since we watched that, we have learned that they have already come back in the End of Time.
Yeah.
And, like, I had assumed at the time that was, like, a different faction of, like, oh, these are the Time Lords who weren't on Gallifrey during the Time War or something. But we know that this is the same president.
All I'll say...
So what the hell is going on there?
All I'll say is I'm sure that some stuff would make more sense if you watch the show normally, which we are doing.
No.
But also, the fact that they could have just not posed the question. They could have just not brought it up. And he would have
You know
just
what
said,
would be funny?
Yeah.
Is if we recorded every single episode of this podcast and then released them
In order.
in episode order.
We definitely talked about this before as a joke. It would have been very funny. I do think that we should I do think that we should just create an alternate episode. When we're done with Doctor Who, we should just make an alternate feed that just puts all of our episodes in show order, and it would just be the most fucking cranked podcast experience of your life as we introduce and then forget about running in jokes. And we are like,
that's just what it feels like to be River Song, I assume.
Yeah, like that's the River Song cut of Doctor Who. Anyway, okay. So time will come
we
back.
Meet the sliders.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. There's a very quick little scene in the diner where the Doctor tells Clara that he realized in that moment that the only way to keep her safe was to erase her memories.
He's gonna Donna her. He already did this. How many times?
You already did that one. I haven't even seen it, but I know that you did it.
How many times have you done this, old man?
So we go back into the cloister, and the Doctor explains the sliders. They are just like
Time Lords.
Sliding computers. Again, they are like vaguely Dalek shaped, but they have these like computer monitor faces that are like flickering, screaming dead Time Lord ghosts.
These will really scare those kids. Thanks,
Why
Stephen.
are they that?
The general's...
Why are they in agony?
The general is in the cloister, and she's like, seal off the exit. And then, this part's so epic, dude. This part's so cool. The Doctor is like, I'm looking for a secret exit that only legends have said. And if you go out it, you'll survive. And then they see a Dalek in there, and he's going, exterminate, exterminate, exterminate. And then he goes, exterminate me.
And then the Doctor turns around and sees Maisie Williams and blows her brains out.
What? Oh, shut up. We find out that the cloister also plays host to the Doctor Who Monster Museum.
Yeah,
opened.
There's like Daleks that are like wrapped up in cables. Yes, this is another part of the concept of the Matrix / cloister, is that anyone who breaks into this database gets quote-unquote filed. So this is a Dalek that the Doctor says would have been here from the Cloister Wars, presumably trying to obtain this database, but it was like captured by the sliders, and now it is being kept alive on cables and tubes.
Presumably out of sheer malice.
Yeah.
And then we see
and then Clara
weeping
sees
angels.
some weeping angels who are also wrapped in cables.
And a Cyberman. We don't get to see the fucking Raxacoricophalopatorians, but we know they're down here.
Yeah, there's no ice. We should have just gotten a quick every single alien ever.
You know, like that shot in the shot.
Toy maker. Oh, it's the Forrester from the.
You know that shot
episode
in The Simpsons, in the OP of the anime The Simpsons, where it just pans across like everybody in Springfield. It's like that with all the Doctor Who monsters, just in like in 6 frames, just camera sweeps by and they're all there. We find this big glyph on the floor that the Doctor is like, yes. Game of Thrones.
Oh, and
yeah.
This is kind of convoluted. I mean, it's whatever. It's contrived, I guess is the word. But they will spend several minutes of this episode, like, sitting on this sigil, and the Doctor explains that the sliders don't attack you if you are here, because it means that you know where the secret exit is, which means that you're supposed to be here, I guess is the idea.
That doesn't make any sense, but okay, Doctor. Also, we learn that if the Matrix... This is where we find out if the Matrix detects time disasters coming, it'll ring the bells, and never known bells to mean surrender.
Shut up.
Do you think that they were going crazy when Flux was happening? Or was that, like, not a big enough deal to make the Time Lords wake up?
I don't know. I don't care.
No, well, actually,
Flux
Flux was a war between time and space. So maybe the Time Lords were, like, impartial. They weren't allowed to be involved. They had to be third-party observers.
We then get a silly line where Clara is like, why would a computer need to defend itself from its own creators? Which is a really stupid thing to say.
Doesn't make any sense.
And then the Doctor says, just wait till you see what the internet does.
This is really funny because it's supposed to be the Doctor being like a funny old man, but also it further contributes to the lore that Clara is completely tech illiterate and she's never used the internet before and she doesn't know what it is. Wait till you see the internet. You'll figure it out one day, Clara. Once you get all that Wi-Fi.
He then explains the story of someone who legendarily
I wonder who he's talking about.
He says there was a student at Time Lord University or whatever who went missing for 4 days, and then he popped up somewhere else in the city, and everyone said he had gone mad. And he says, last I heard, he stole the moon and the president's wife.
Epic. And then he says, oh, actually...
And Claire's like, oh, was she nice?
Was she
because
nice
it
with
was
it?
him.
He was, yeah.
And he says, it was actually the president's daughter, and I didn't steal the moon, but I was a different man back then. And then Clara says, how about we take a hard right turn into absurd levels of, like, pathos and hubris?
How long has it been since you last saw me?
And he's like, what does it matter? And she's like, no, tell me what they did to you.
It's really funny.
It's not important.
It's really funny to me. Maybe I'm a clown. Maybe I'm Boo Boo the Fool. But it feels to me watching this is how I felt watching, was that Steven wanted to do this epic reveal, this really messed up, fucked up thing, and he didn't really know how to get to that, because I feel like this question and the way Clara asks it doesn't make much sense to me.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? Because, like, to me it seems like she's like, Doctor, you seem so tired and weary and old. How many bazillions of years has it been?
Right. She's not like, what's been going on since I died?
What
or
happened?
like,
what did they do to you? It's like, you were dead and you were just pulled out of being dead. And I personally, as a human being, think that maybe, and I'm not as intuitive as Clara, I wish I could be, but like, I just don't think that this point A to point B makes sense. But that's just me. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I don't know what it's like to be traveling with a Doctor, and maybe I wouldn't be able to pick up on his weariness so much.
Well, he dodges the question, and then there's an elevator nearby. I love that the secret legendary exit is right next to the fucking elevator.
It's next to the gift shop for the Monster Museum. I don't know what to tell you.
It's next to the entrance, as it turns out. What is this, like... There's no way out except for the secret exit that's right next to the elevator that isn't a way out, I guess.
6 ways in and out and no ways out.
So Clara asks them how long, or she's like, I don't really get what's going on here, because she yells at them. She's like, stay back, I'm talking to him, and they're like, oh, excuse me. I don't know why they give a shit.
Yeah, they kind of just... Because there's this whole thing, they're like, we can't enter the cloister or whatever, but they also can, and they do sometimes, but also they can't, but they do. Or maybe when Gastron, the restaurant Time Lord, was down here, he was like, he didn't step off the elevator, he was just looking, so it was okay, he hadn't entered it.
Yeah, I know.
Whatever.
So stupid.
So she's like, what?
So Clara asks the Doctor what the hybrid is. What does he know about the hybrid? And he tells her, the truth is, I don't know anything about the hybrid. I just needed to pretend I did, so that the Time Lords who were holding me hostage would believe that I had information for them that I could use as a bargaining chip to get access to an extraction chamber so that I could save you. This is where he mentions that the Raven was fired out of a Time Lord Raven cannon.
Will probably make sense when we get to Heaven Sent.
And she turns back to Sister Ohila and says, how long was he in that confession dial? And she says, we don't know exactly, but we think it was around 4.5 billion years. And then on the screen it says, additional dialogue by Crisp Chipnall.
I like the line, we don't know exactly, because maybe it was more like 100 and they just don't know.
I hate this, Jordan.
It's so dumb, and I think it's really stupid and also really dumb.
It's way too much. And I know that the point is
Doctor is so
make it
destructive for Clara.
To make it so over the top that we're horrified by it. But I'm just like, that is beyond horrifying. That is fucking stupid.
Yeah, it goes from no, what was he doing? What was he doing? Was he just sitting there?
Like, if you had said, 500 years,
Damn.
I would have been like, oh my god, Doctor, that's so messed up. But then after... we don't even know why he ended up being let out. That'll presumably be in Heaven Sent. But, yeah, so Ohila is like, hey, he could have... Or no, the General says, he could have left any time he wanted, but he refused to speak. And Clara's like, Doctor, did you really stay in there for 4.5 billion years? And he's like, I don't know, but if she says so, I guess it must have been. That's too long.
Too much. I don't think
that
Doctor...
number is too big. You went over the top too much to the point that it's just that's just stupid.
Steven.
Because here's the thing. If it didn't work after 1,000 years, and it didn't work after 5,000 years, and it didn't work after 1,000,000 years, and it didn't work after 1 billion years, it's not gonna work after 4.5 billion years, Doctor.
I have to ask, and maybe we don't know enough about the confession dial. Does that mean they also had to wait 4.5 billion years, or was
no?
It,
I think
it
it's
a pocket dimension, like time.
Yeah, I think that from their perspective, he was just in there for Here's what I'm guessing, and this is kind of taken from a Black Mirror episode, but I'm guessing that the idea is that time is super, super fast in there. So to them, they're like, oh my god, he was in there for an hour. That's 4.5 billion years.
There's an episode of, welcome to Jordan's Deep Space Nine Corner, where I tell you about cool episodes and fucked up episodes of Deep Space Nine. There was an episode, one of my least favorite, not because it's bad, but because...
I think we've talked about this. I think I mentioned the Black Mirror episode, and then you mentioned the Deep Space Nine episode.
The one where O'Brien gets falsely charged for a crime and then gets sentenced
we've had this exact conversation.
20 years in prison. Oh my god, that episode is so hard to watch. What an upsetting episode of television. Couldn't happen to a nicer guy. This makes no sense, and I don't like it. And Claire doesn't like it either.
I just think the number is too big. I think that this plot point would have worked better if it was smaller number.
I think it was 5,000 years. That's a good...
Yeah, because that's longer than his life up to that point.
That's
that's upsetting to think about.
I think that 4.5 billion years does things to you that is there's no way that he would come out and be like, oh, here I am playing my guitar.
Anyway, I've got my spoon here, everyone.
He would come out and I don't even know what he would be like. He'd be like...
He wouldn't know how to talk.
Right. He would be just he would be 8 different guys. He would be a different Doctor.
Yeah. I think that is part of the problem is it's a number that is so high that it doesn't make any sense. Again, Doctor, that wasn't gonna fucking work.
It's also that
it basically did. I mean, I guess I don't know why they let him out in the end, but it also, I can't imagine that he would come out of it basically the same as he went into it.
They needed to put the confession dial on the charger. So they had to let him out.
It's to the point that, from my perspective, watching it, having missed the previous episode, I'm like, whoa. Sorry, you're telling me that the man that I'm watching in this episode is 4.5 billion years older than the last time I saw him, and I didn't notice anything different about him.
Right. Nothing has changed, but a process has occurred.
Yeah, it sucks. It really doesn't work at all.
And then she's like, why would you do that? And he says, I had a duty of care. Okay.
Yep, because she's like, I was already dead anyway. What does it matter?
And then do they
He's
just
like,
leave? Do they just leave the cloister? Do they just get out through the secret exit?
So there's a little thing that happens here where she's like, I have to say something to you, Doctor. And then the camera cuts away, so we don't know what it is. And then she, like, turns back to the General and to Ohila, and she starts dunking on them. And she's like, the real monsters are you. You are hated by everyone, and especially me. And meanwhile, Ohila is just standing there catching these strays. Like, I literally just got here.
What did she do? All I do is give you a magic potion that makes you John Hurt. I don't know what your problem is with me.
I helped him save Gallifrey from the Time War.
I have to assume that she was part of the people who put him in the confession dial, but we don't know that as viewers.
Yeah, maybe. It kind of seemed like
viewers.
she just showed up, but I guess she knows how long he was in there, so.
Yeah.
But then they're like, what did you tell him? And she's like, I told him a few things, but the one that concerns you the most that I said was, don't worry, Doctor. They'll be looking at me. And they're like, oh, the Doctor's gone. I don't know how we didn't notice that he opened a big hatch under the floor and whatever.
Oh, and then we get an
TARDIS
old, not the
her.
TARDIS, a TARDIS. It's black and white and
oh yeah, sorry,
gray all over.
It's a cylinder.
It's a cylinder. And then the Doctor says, look,
and
it's
not
just
like a funny Roman column.
Yeah, and the Doctor's like, classic, just like in the olden days. Look at it.
This was so funny, but not on purpose, that he, like, I thought that he was going to materialize the TARDIS around her and then it would vanish, but he, like, pokes his head out and is like, fuck you guys! And I'm like, wait, why didn't you, like, try to jump in when the door was open?
Not even the hordes of Genghis Khan could get through these
because
doors.
they're like, we can't go into the cloister because the sliders are here. But they're not here. They specifically told us that this is like the safe zone.
It's the circle of safety. They're in the TARDIS.
Why?
He turns into like Matt Smith for a little bit when he says like, I made a 4-wheeled bicycle. He's like, we're gonna have lunch then breakfast because we're time travelers. Haha. Then cocktails with Moses. He'd be a fun person to have a cocktail with for sure.
Oh yeah, he says he's going to invent a flying submarine.
Because you're crazy.
It's fine though. I appreciate the idea of this scene, which is that he has finally gotten Clara back, and he's like
back to normal. Also, that ends well.
Like it's not just back to normal. It's like making up for lost time.
Right.
Like, we're gonna go. He's like, I'm gonna railroad us onto some wacky.
I'm gonna take us on those adventures you never get to see, where you don't almost die on them. We're gonna go to.
We also see that the back of her neck has like a tattoo with 3 zeros.
That's
which
just
I
because
has something to do with her dad.
That's just because she's working for the Hitman guys. That's her barcode.
She was driving the car that killed Rose's dad.
Yeah, and then she's like, "Is time
nice
gonna
work, 00?
Is time gonna
0?
like?
Excuse me?
Is time gonna explode because you saved me?" And he's like, "Yeah, time heals. Nature is healing. It'll be fine."
Yeah, he's always said, you could basically do whatever you want to time. It doesn't matter.
Unless it's bring Rose's dad back to life. That's the one thing.
Rose's dad was... The whole thing with Rose's dad was that he was an ordinary man, which is the most important thing that you can be. So bringing an ordinary man back to life would destroy the universe. But
Clara's
destroying
the impossible girl.
Or bringing Clara back to life, rather, that's fine.
She's the impossible girl. Her existence is whatever. So then he's like, we're gonna go out of the range of the Time Lords so that your, like, death undoes itself and your heart starts beating again. It'll be fine. And then he's like, I'm gonna make a quick...
Which, that doesn't make any sense. Because the reason that her heart is stopped...
is because she's dead.
Is because she was pulled into basically a stasis chamber where she can be alive between her last heartbeats. Why would taking her away from the stasis chamber mean that she isn't still
Does he look like a
to
man,
die?
Sam? Does he look like a man with a plan? He's been in jail for 4.5 billion years. He's
That's
a little,
such a big
he's
number.
a little bonked.
Crisp Chipnall is at it again.
He's like, oh my god, we're being chased by 10 billion Daleks right now, off screen.
So, but he's starting to worry because she's like, I don't have a pulse, Doctor. It's still not coming back.
I think I need to die. Sorry, Doctor.
And he's like, I answer to no one in this moment, Clara. And then Maisie Williams is there like, no one.
Shut up! Fuck you. No, what happens is almost even dumber than that. I mean, that would be the dumbest thing in the world because that was written by David Benioff and D.B. Weiss, who are...
So they park themselves on Gallifrey, but like in the last moments of the universe, like
Right.
post where they were taking refuge. And then there's
Who
a
will
knock on the door.
4 times? And the doctor's
And he's like, it's always
it's
4 knocks. And I'm like, yeah, that's a very common pattern of knocking on a door.
It's always 5 knocks. Who's
It's always...
It's always shaving a haircut. Me will knock... Remember that prophecy? Remember when the lady on the bus said, me will knock 4 times?
And he was like, that's great, have fun with that. And she's like, no, you don't understand.
And then, oh my god, Claire's like, how is someone out there? And then he says, I'll go deal with that myself. And then she says, who's out there? And he says, me. And I forgot. So I was like, is there going to be another doctor out there? And then Macy Williams is there. And I was like, god damn it.
Yeah, Arya Stark is sitting here at a chessboard.
I feel bad. I feel bad for Macy Williams that she's just been typecast as that face. That one face.
Why is it a chessboard?
She's only allowed to be, that's her only character that she can play on TV, I guess.
Yeah, but also, we're hung up on different things. I agree, but I'm really hung up on the chessboard.
Well, she's like, an evil, she's epic and smart. So.
Why? It's not like it would have been one thing if she was like, how about a game, doctor? Or something like that. But there's just a chessboard there, and I'm like, did she bring this from home? Why? Surely the Time Lords aren't playing chess.
There's 2 cool, Matrix-style armchairs for them to sit in.
And this fucking kills me, because she says something like, you said once that when all is said and done, we can always count on the company of our fellow immortals. And I'm like, no, hold on. In The Woman Who Lived, she was having a hard time maintaining her human identity after being alive for 800 years.
She figured it out.
Now it's
she fixed it.
100 billion years later, and she's like, do you remember what you said to me at the bar, doctor?
She got a handle on it. She figured it out.
The older she got, the sharper her brain became.
Then she turns into Missy for a little bit. I've been sitting here watching the stars go out. It's beautiful, Khaleesi.
He says, how are you sustaining this time bubble? And she says, just fine, thanks.
Brilliantly.
Oh my god, yeah. This is where we get some more fucking Game of Thrones non-versations. Where she's like, I've been watching the stars die, doctor. It was beautiful.
No, it's sad.
And he says, no, it was sad. And she says, no, it was both. And then he's like, you killed Clara. And she says,
no, I didn't.
No, Clara died for who she loved. And it was sad. And it was beautiful.
Yeah, guess written by fucking David Benioff and D.B. Weiss, huh?
Jesus Christ.
Is there going to be a part where she, stands up and the dying sun explodes and it makes her look like she's got a halo or something, in the back of her head?
There's a little bit more, though, because she says, do you know why we run, doctor? And he says, because it's fun. And she says, because we know summer can't last forever. And he says, of course it can. You just have to steal a time machine.
Not the summer. What?
Winter is coming, doctor.
Winter, she literally said, if you extrapolate that line, she literally said, winter is coming, Stephen.
She literally said Khaleesi.
You can't, Stephen, you can't have your own goddamn ideas, dude.
So Clara,
especially when the ideas
TARDIS,
that you're stealing from Stephen are bad and stupid and bad television. But I don't know was Game of Thrones still good? Was it good when this episode came out, or was it already bad?
No, it was never good.
I know it wasn't, but the joke was when in Game of Thrones...
This would have been season 4 or 5, I think.
This was A Girl Is No One. Wait.
I think so.
No way. Are you telling me that, Stephen literally was, watching A Girl Is No One, I'm slicing the candle, and then he was like, I'm gonna bring, Macy Williams in, and we're gonna say, I am me. And it's there was no time between that? He just took her off of Game of Thrones and made her play Arya Stark on a different show? Steven.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
That's exactly what
Why
happened.
are you such a bad writer?
Meanwhile, in the TARDIS, Clara turns on the scanner screen to watch, and she sees it, and she's like, oh, I've already seen this episode of Game of Thrones, and she turns it back off.
No, she turns the scanner screen on, and it's all black because it's so dark you can't even see it. She, turns the screen on, and she puts the doctor...
She turns on the screen, and she's like, oh, is that Maisie Williams? Am I watching Game of Thrones? Oh, I can barely see anything. And then she's like, oh, oops, I'm wearing the Sonic sunglasses. And then she takes them off and she's like, nah, that didn't help.
Didn't help. I should have gotten a better TV and watched it at night. The way that they intended. She puts on the sunglasses which allow her to see the TV. I don't know why. And then she's like, me. This is the thing, right? She does that. Oh, in that scene that we didn't mention it, in that scene where she's like, oh, I'm not a shielder, I'm me. And then he says, sorry about that. Okay, a shielder. Who is the hybrid? And then she says, I'm the hybrid, probably. No, he says, you're the hybrid, probably.
He thinks that she's the hybrid, but she says, I can't be the hybrid because I am not a Time Lord and a Dalek. I am a human with a little bit of mire.
I guess
I'm assuming the mire is another word for the
tube that makes you
the Mori.
We know that the doctor gave her an immortality box, the immortality toothpaste. I guess that was mire. And then he says, no.
But the doctor says the humans and the mire are both warrior races, and she says, well, here's my theory.
Can I complain about something for a second to defend my beautiful race of mankind?
Uh-huh.
Just because humans have, like, militaries, I don't think we count as I think of warrior race, I think of, like, the Klingon, or I think of, like, the Ice Warriors. Like, if I was gonna be the doctor, I'd be like, you aren't warriors, you all sit around on your phones all day long, you think you're warriors? You know?
I think in this context, the concept of a warrior race is probably pretty, like, relative. So, like, if there are races where there isn't war, then we are a warrior race, I would say.
If we were like the Sea Devils, we would definitely... They are no warrior race. They're nice. They're nice with it.
I think there are a lot of people who want humans to be a warrior race.
Yeah, but all they do is sit around on their phones all day.
Listening to the Joe Rogan Experience.
Right. They don't do it. They just think about it, and they post on Twitter, or they post on whatever websites they go on about how we could be a warrior race. Like, I think that calling us a warrior race, Steven, gives those people power that I don't think they should have. Don't let them have that. We suck. We just sit around on our phones.
Arya then speculates that the Doctor is the hybrid, and the reason that he's always
because he
on
likes
Earth
humans so much
is because he's part human.
No, I think she's saying that he's, like, spiritually part human. Not like he's genetically part human, but he's like... He's human in spirit or soul.
I thought she was suggesting that he's genetically part human because she was like, isn't it interesting that you always spend so much time on Earth? I wonder if there's a reason for that.
She's making smirking no one face at the screen. Ooh, I wonder who your mother is for real, Jon Snow. And then
But then she just deletes that. She's like, I actually have a different theory. Do you want to hear that one instead?
The better theory, my favorite theory, is that the hybrid, the Time Lord computer sucks and it's not good at what it does. And actually the hybrid is two people. It's a mix of Time Lord and human.
I hate the hybrid. I think this is one of the stupidest ideas they've ever had.
Steven. It's two people who...
The idea that the Time Lords have a prophecy computer made of all the algorithms...
that tells you that the Doctor and Clara have a toxic relationship.
No, like, why? They're basically... Because, like I said, I thought that the idea was that they're like extrapolating based on knowledge that they have.
These eternal...
But no, they're just like if you put all the brains together,
cells,
they'll be able to predict the future.
What we learned from the Fourth Doctor, they have their intelligence dangler. So... Think about the power of all the...
If all the danglers
dangled
touched.
together, yeah. You would be able to find out...
Danglers together strong.
You would be able to find out together that the Doctor and Clara kind of bring out the worst in each other so bad that a super advanced, that Deep Thought itself got to say that they were kind of toxic together and maybe they should stop hanging out.
Which is true, although I think it was a lot less toxic when he became Peter Capaldi.
Yeah, I know, right? But I guess...
And now we learn... Because we learn that... Who was it that who orchestrated the meeting of the Doctor and Clara, thereby creating the hybrid, a pairing of a human and a Time Lord who will push each other to dangerous extremes? And the Doctor thinks about it and is like, oh,
Missy.
Missy introduced me to Clara in some way, I guess.
Roll back the tapes.
Master...
Is this off screen, or did this happen?
The Master, I guess, set the Doctor up on a blind date with Clara.
I'm gonna make you have
Clara
Oswin. I'm gonna make you have the grossest TV romance you've ever seen, and this is my way of fucking with you, Doctor.
I mean, this is truly one of the worst stories they've ever told on Doctor Who.
I mean, I guess in a way, Missy did lead the Doctor into putting himself into the mind prison for 4.5 billion years. Goddamn, that's what a big number. Thank you, Chris. But that doesn't, like, did we see, I mean, once again, maybe when they go to the heaven dimension, there'll be a thing that's like, oh, I hope you enjoyed your little friend that I sent you, Doctor. Like, remember when you were on the Space Titanic or whatever it was? That was me who did that.
There was also a part of the prophecy that we didn't mention that was like, at the end of time, the hybrid will stand on Gallifrey. So it's like, it could be any one of them, assuming that we believe this bullshit.
I just really like the entire combined brain power of every Time Lord who ever lived was there to tell us that the Doctor and Clara are not good for each other.
Also, the entire reason that they're so afraid of the hybrid is because the phrasing is like, the hybrid will stand in the ruins of Gallifrey.
Right.
But now we're learning that the hybrid, assuming it is indeed the Doctor and Clara,
they just went there.
Yeah, they're standing on the ruins because they time traveled to the end of the universe. Like, the hybrid was never anything. Who gives a shit?
The Time Lord Matrix, all it does is come up with, like, cool gossip about the Time Lords. We didn't hear the other prophecy that was just like, Romana, that shirt doesn't look very good on you. You gotta get
you said her name right.
Yeah, I did. Did you hear the pause of me doing the calculations? The calculations of trying to remember if it was Romana or Ramona.
You went into your mind palace for 4.5 billion years.
It took me 4.5 billion years to remember.
Jordan, you could have come back out at any time and just said Ramona.
I had to get it right.
I had a duty.
Duty of care. Duty of correctness.
So, Ashildr is like, what's next for you and your toxic girlfriend? And he's like, nothing. I'm gonna wipe her memory and drop her off on Earth where she can live a normal Donna life.
Donna the fuck out of her.
And he literally says, I've done it before.
I've done it before, and we'll never see her again. Coming soon.
Can I ask, Steven, when you write, I've done it before,
how many times has he done it before?
In the climactic ending of the Doctor's storyline with a long-running companion, maybe that's a sign that you need to go back to the drawing board.
Deja vu, am I right? Not only a long-running companion, one of the longest-running, and also one of the most popular, by the way. Clara, everyone loved Clara when the show was on, as I've been told. So the idea that he's like, we'll Donna her, but it's okay.
Well, actually, no, it's not that he's going to Donna her, it's that he's going to Jamie her, and he also Jamied Donna.
We're just putting nouns in places where they shouldn't go, Sam. We can't do that.
He's been doing this since he was the second Doctor.
The funny thing to me, maybe I'll talk about my classification system at the end of the episode, but I do really like that the fate that he gives Clara is so, like, epic for her. Like, what else could he do for the most coolest and beloved of companions? For the record, I do like Clara. I think Clara's fine. I just think that
I have also grown to like her.
Yeah, I just think that what they gave her was like, this is like the coolest fan service ending for Clara, and maybe we could bring her back one day. Who knows?
I don't know. Anyway, so when I say that he Jamied Donna and Clara, the reason I say that is because he says, he doesn't just say, I've done it before. He says, usually I've done it telepathically, which suggests that he's done it. Yeah. This will be at least the third time he's done this.
To me, that's gross. The fact that this is like a pattern of behavior where he like takes these people on fun adventures and then he wipes their memory of him and they never knew, like they just lost all that time.
These adventures are for me to remember.
That's disgusting, Doctor. That's genuinely some real freak shit.
And he knows that Clara is watching this.
They go back in. Yeah, you go back in.
Yeah, they go back inside. Clara pretends that she didn't hear it. Also, she does something with the sonic sunglasses, but what is it? We'll find out in a second. She fails to pretend to be surprised to see Ashildr. So she's just like, "Yeah, I saw your conversation. Please don't erase my memories."
You go, but I got it.
He says, like, "You can't stop me," and she's like, "Oh yeah."
I
used your sunglasses.
I reversed the polarity, smiling at the camera. That, like, made me gag a little bit. Don't do that. Don't take my...
So she says, if you try to activate that, it will make you lose your memories of me instead.
But what if you did it? And then Ashildr's like, hey, don't forget me.
I like the idea that, like, this is like when he turned around the wooden Cyberman's flamethrower. Like, couldn't he just be like, oh, okay, and then he just rotates?
Well, no, because the thing is, he doesn't know if she did it right. So that means when you go into a neural link match, a ring, there's a 50-50 chance of winning. There's a 50-50 chance of I'm assuming you've not seen that funny video. I'll send it to you later. He's basically saying like,
no, I have seen that.
He's like, I don't know if you did it right. So basically we're going to press the button and we have no idea who's going to get their memories erased. And it'll be like flipping a coin, except we don't know the odds either, is the other thing. The odds are anything between 0% and 100%. Average those out.
Right, the odds are either I did that or I didn't do that.
So it is a 50-50 shot.
Also, the whole reasoning for this, of why it's treated as a 50-50, is because she's like, I use the sonic sunglasses to reverse the polarity of the neural link, and he's like, I think that you don't know how to do that. And they're treating it like a 50-50. But Clara clearly understands it enough to have even, like, thought that she knew what she was doing to begin with.
It's the fucking war will destabilize the entire Mideast region and set off a global shockwave of anti-Americanism versus no, it won't.
Pointing the sunglasses at the neural link and pushing a button will reverse the polarity versus no, it won't. So, yeah, they're like, it's like a Russian roulette, like, we'll just push the button and whatever happens, happens, because it's true, Clara. We have pushed each other too far. And if I'm Clara in this moment, I'm like, hold on. There's no we in this. I didn't do shit. You're the person who's being incredibly toxic right now.
You pulled me out of being dead to do this to me after 4.5 billion years.
She is, like, really upset about this. She's like, these adventures have been the best years of my life, including the part where Danny was blown up.
How could you take them away from me?
And I have a right to my memories of them. And the doctor's like, okay, fair, but...
Also,
no,
it won't.
No, it won't. No,
and
you
then,
don't.
Okay, and then this is the part that's, like, crazy to me, is that they're like, okay, fine, we're gonna do this fucking coin flip. And then, they press the button, and for plot drama, the, like, neural... You would think that when you press the neural link or whatever it's called, what's it called? What's the thing called again?
Neural link.
So it kills monkeys?
Yeah. I think that's Neuralink.
Oh, the Neuralink, when you press it, you'd think there'd be like a glowy light or a laser or a sound, but because we need to have the question of who got their memories erased so it can be drama, it does fucking nothing. It just sits there and then you feel the effect. And I think that's so, like, no. It shouldn't work like that.
Yeah, like, I want to see one of these being used in context of a normal operation. Like, first of all, they have to be compatible with the specific anatomy.
Steven, can't it at least, like, make a beeping sound or, like, a shockwave or something? Like, why is it, like, it feels like they forgot to put an effect in here. They press it and they're like, did it do something? I don't know. Who lost their memories? I don't know. Oh!
I legitimately think that this would have worked better if instead of being, like, an orb or, like, a disc or whatever it was, if it was, like, a fucking Acme gun that she put a cork in it.
Or it's like they have to, they both grasp either end of the Christmas cracker and pull.
Yeah, it's an amnesia Christmas cracker. I feel like they were trying to allude to that imagery because she was like, how do we do this? And he's like, the same way we've done everything together. And they, like, hold on to it together.
And then there's a little joke.
I think that was the idea.
Joke inside. But yeah, that's when he says the thing about pears. That's the little embarrassing joke inside the Christmas.
Oh my god,
cracker.
yeah, he starts to lose his memories. He realizes that it's affected him. And I have his monologue written down
so
here. Get ready to cry. Run like hell, because you'll always need to. Laugh at everything, because it's always funny. Never be cruel. Never be cowardly. And never eat pears, because they're too squishy and make your chin wet.
Have a great summer. That's what he wrote in her yearbook. So, this is literally just girly things. What is that, doctor?
So she starts crying, and this is very much, not to reference The Secret Life of the American Teenager, but do you remember when the therapist character of Dr. Ken Fields
don't make me think about Ken Fields.
Incomprehensible speech, and then we cut to Molly Ringwald sobbing.
I forgot about that. I don't remember anything he said, but he's like, you are You are you, and the best thing you can do is the things that you need.
And today is the best day of tomorrow of your life. And then it cuts to Molly Ringwald, and she's like throwing up from crying too hard.
I've never felt it so good. Have a great summer, Ken Fields.
Yeah, the doctor's like, pears are squishy, and Clara's like, no, I like them. But yeah, he's like, this is right. Like, I went too far. I became the hybrid. Shut up about the fucking hybrid.
Also,
it's nothing. The hybrid's not anything.
The other thing
if the hybrid is literally the doctor standing there, then shut the fuck up about it.
Also, like, we don't ever, like, the case is never closed on the hybrid, so to me, it's just like there was no hybrid. It was never a thing. It was just ChatGPT fucking up.
Right, it just happened to sound kind of like something that did happen.
Right. And then and then he says, give me a smile, sweaty, haha, please. Like,
you're so pretty, haha.
She's like crying, she's like losing her friend of so many years, and he's like, why wouldn't you just smile one more time for old doctor, please? And then I don't even remember if she does, but then he passes out, and then he wakes up in Nevada, and there's a guy there who I thought
Whoa, hey there, buddy.
Hey, pal. It's me.
You all right?
It's
Clara
me.
said that you needed some help there, buddy.
It's me, Rosa Parks. Remember that actress was really trying. She was trying her best, but sometimes your best is not. It's not.
Can I have one cheeseburger, please?
Stop. It's really funny that like, what's his name? Jacob Anderson on Game Grumps has just become the eternal shorthand for British people doing an American accent forever for the rest of the time. Lest we forget that clip was from Game Grumps.
We return to the diner, and the doctor explains to Clara because we were assuming that Clara was the one who didn't know who he was, but now it turns out that she was pretending. And he says, "Yeah, I don't remember her, but I know there's a hole in my memories around her." So, like, I know that I was on a submarine with an ice warrior. I could not believe that was one of the grand adventures that they called back to. There was a mummy on a train. I know that her name was Clara. I feel like that shouldn't be one of the things that he's able to remember. He shouldn't be allowed to remember her fucking name.
Yeah, doesn't seem like it, but okay.
He remembers that she told him something in the cloister, but that he couldn't remember what it was. He doesn't remember what she looks like. He doesn't remember how she talked. And then Clara is like, well, I don't know how you expect to find her. She could be anyone. Even me. And he's like, no, I remember me.
Shielder's not, no, that's not her.
I still remember her.
And then he says,
like, well, if I met her again, I would know about it.
And then she's crying and clapping. And then he's like, wait a minute, I remember. I didn't bring her here. I brought Amy and Rory here. Yeah.
Yes, this was so nuts because he's like, wait a minute, I think I've been here with Clara. And he starts like looking around and he's like, wait, no, I brought Amy and Rory here.
I don't think that the doctor remembers any of these people anymore. Fuck you. You've been in the time hole for 4.5 billion years. You don't remember Amy and Rory. Shut up. You only know who Clara is. And now you're going to go, now that Clara's gone, you're going to go off and find a nice college student to torture for a while.
He's going to meet his granddaughter and be like, who the fuck are you?
This would be like the really funny like consequence of this is that the doctor no longer remembers any of his companions. Ace comes back.
Well,
Donna
hilariously,
comes back.
The next time on, the episode after this is a River Song episode, and I'm just imagining him meeting her and being like,
okay, hold on a minute. I know that River Song unstuck in time or whatever the different. How is River Song still on this? I thought River Song like turbo died like 6 different times.
This version of her hasn't died yet.
Right. This is like
she's a time traveler.
River Song can never go away. Is Shudigawa going to meet River Song?
He very well might.
Oh my god.
Although, I don't know, because I don't think we've talked about it on the podcast, but the fact that it's going to be quote-unquote Doctor Who Season 1...
Right, they're trying to do
it's possible that they're gonna try to sort of strip away that sort of, like...
You mean they're trying to de-Steven...
You had to watch it to know.
They're trying to de-Steven the show. I hope they do that, but I also hope that they, every once in a while, let's get... Fuck it, let's bring Clara back for an episode. Why not? Let's bring, well, they can't do that. They're gone. Oh no. Oh boy. Oh geez. Dan and Graham and Ryan can all show up. Not so much.
Yeah, you say that. We're gonna watch the fucking first episode of Flux, and it's gonna start with a cold open where they get decapitated.
Ryan and Graham, you are hereby found guilty of anti-revolutionary sentiments, and you will be sentenced to the guillotine.
Doctor, why'd you take us to the French Revolution when we were wearing our nobility costumes?
Why did he do that? Oh, I can't wait to do my companion fate TED talk at the end of this. We're almost there. So yeah, he's like, oh.
He mentions that he's still looking for his TARDIS. Yeah. He doesn't seem to think anything of the fact that he's just this like random woman that he doesn't think he knows is just like, so did you ever find your TARDIS?
I'm assuming he just told her about it. He's a time traveling alien in his TARDIS. And then he's like, well, I'll get it somewhere. And she's like, oh, someone will get it to you. And then he like goes to the bathroom with his, and he plays.
No. She walks to the bathroom door and he turns away and starts playing guitar.
He starts playing Clara's theme song on the guitar. I like that.
Is it?
Yeah. I like that, like...
Oh, I completely... You know this about me. I don't notice, like,
deaf
TV
to, like,
music.
music motifs. It's.
I had to hear His World 50 times before I heard it.
Doctor's theme is His World. Clara's theme is like... I don't know. I can't think of any comparisons.
Oh, hail Clara!
And then he turns... she says... don't forget your iconic quote that Steven liked so much he needed to put it in the episode twice.
This is great because I would have been willing to just forget about that fucking line about memories and stories, but Steven was like, no, this is the idea of the episode.
Peter Dinklage, please come here and read the line for us one more time.
And she says, memories. You know what you said earlier? When we forget memories, they become stories. Maybe some of those memories become songs. And he's like, that would be nice, as he is apparently playing Clara's theme song.
That would be cool. And then she opens the door to the bathroom and it's the TARDIS inside and H.A.G.S. in there.
And it turns out that the entire diner is actually a TARDIS. Hey, where have I heard of a restaurant spaceship before?
There's never been, like, what was it, a Chinese restaurant specifically, I think?
It was a bistro.
A bistro.
I believe the ship was called the Bistromath.
Yes. Man, Douglas Adams. I love Douglas. I love his original ideas, and I love when Stephen Moffat takes them and makes them bad.
Yes, it turns out that this diner is actually the TARDIS, and it is... The chameleon circuit is broken. It's stuck in diner form.
Why is every chameleon circuit broken?
Because these TARDISes are fucking old as shit.
Yeah. And then the Doctor's TARDIS appears in front of him, and it's got, like, flowers painted on it and a picture of Clara. And my theory about this is that, like, this was her students painted this for her after she died. Like, this is her memorial. God, maybe. Like, that was my theory. It doesn't make sense for it to be the thing that
the Doctor, by the way, we don't get any indication that he sees the picture of Clara and is like, oh my god, that was her.
No, he just looks at her and he's like, nice lady. She probably likes emoji.
Oh, interesting that someone painted the waitress on the TARDIS.
That's so odd.
But yes, the diner flies away.
One more time.
I don't know if we said that H.A.G.S. is at the console, and she's the one who's like, I can't fix the chameleon circuit, and Clara's like, that's fine.
Well, you have
she says that she still has no pulse, so there's no way that she's not going to die. So she's like, well, we can head back to Gallifrey and they'll put me back in my timeline.
But we
and
can
I'll
certainly
die.
take the long way around.
But we can take the long way around.
So now Clara and H.A.G.S. just get to have way worse. Cause like, I would not want to have to go on adventure. Imagine this for your eternity. Perhaps it is me. You know, like that.
This is what was so weird. Is like, there was a moment watching this where I was like, oh, Clara's going on her own TARDIS adventures with H.A.G.S. That's kind of cool. And then I remembered the character.
Right. That doesn't sound fun at all, but it's okay. Whatever. Clara
why would Clara want to do that? She would be like, perhaps we take the long way around. And then she turns to H.A.G.S.
Kill me.
Put me back.
A girl is foolish. She knows
that
not.
Can be arranged,
She
Khaleesi.
knows not the secrets of time itself. I am me, and you are
The Doctor goes back into his TARDIS, and
oh my god, this is Stephen saying "fuck you" to us. I think is what he finds
a message written on the blackboard by Clara.
Wait, shh. Listeners, what do you think Clara wrote on the blackboard? Take 5 seconds to guess. No, let's take 3 seconds to guess. 3, 2, 1. It says, "Run, you clever boy." But hey, there's a twist here, because the original quote we all know and love is "Run, you clever boy, and remember," but he can't remember because he forgot. So what this one says is "Run, you clever boy, and be a doctor." Cool. What is that?
Kind of like the Fuse. He's a rocket and he's ready to blow. He's got the dope sounds pumping out his stereo.
He puts on his coat that I think we forgot to mention. Clara asked him where it was, and then she missed his
Gives
cool
a shit. Who cares?
He puts it on, and then he gets a cool new sonic screwdriver. I think it's got like a crystal on it, and then he snaps his fingers, and the door shuts, and he says, "It's just right in your notes." What I was gonna say.
The music swells, and he approaches the console and says his final line of Series 9. I can't wait to find Bill and make her be dead.
I'm gonna go kill Bill. That's what Season 9 and Season 10 is called. Series
Kill
10 is
Bill
called...
Volume 3.
Series 10 is called Kill Bill. It's his quest.
That's the end of the episode.
Oh, man. Problems. Many problems with this one.
So, I enjoyed watching the bad episode.
It was just a dumb episode, but I also liked it was fine to watch.
I had fun watching it, but nothing about it worked.
The whole thing reeked of Steven is the other problem.
I would say I had a B+ time watching it,
and
but
like
it's like a C-
right.
episode.
So we have to average
so
it out.
I'm gonna split the difference and say that this is a
C.
C+.
It's a C, like, it's the first half of the plus is beginning to appear. It's like a...
It's a C-.
No. It's like a C with a little backwards L next to it. It's a C. I'm just gonna give it a perfect middle of the road C. For Clara. It's a beautiful sentiment, you see.
Every episode that she's in gets a C for Clara.
We haven't
and
done
every
this.
Bill episode gets a B for Bill.
We haven't done this in a million years, so we're gonna
and
do
every
this.
Amy episode gets an A for Amy.
We're gonna do this before I do my TED Talk about companion fates, but it's been so long I don't even know if I remember all of the companion awards, but it's time for the companion awards. Well, what do we got? We've got the Leela...
We've got the Ian Chesterton Award, the Ian Chesterton Memorial Award for Fucker's Folly.
Did anyone? I mean, I feel like the Doctor had big Fucker's Folly in a previous episode.
Yeah, I'm not giving to it.
Let's see. Danny Pink Award for 6 stunts. No 6 stunts.
No.
Leela Cross for...
Leela Cross.
The Doctor did kill a person, but he's not a companion, but...
Yeah. I think... Do we give the Medal of Mickey to the President and the entire High Council of Gallifrey?
Yes! Beautiful. They get one Medal of Mickey for them to share as they drift endlessly
All
through
that we
space.
needed in the scene of the Doctor and me on Gallifrey at the end of the universe was the shuttle floating past in space in the background.
Kind of like the ending of a video game that I'm not going to say what it is, but I think you know which one I'm talking about.
Yes.
And then, what else we got? We've got, we got the Sarah Jane Award for Companion Initiative. I feel like Clara graduated from being a companion and just became a Time Lord in this episode. Which
she kind of did. She's an immortal time traveler.
I feel like if that doesn't get you the Sarah Jane Award for Companion Initiative of wiping the Doctor's memory of yourself and then saying, I will become my own Doctor.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
No gold star, though. I don't give Clara a gold star. And the Doctor did not get... The Doctor kind of... Do we do disbarment? Was that what it was? That doesn't... No, wait. That's for lawyers.
You called it a disbarment, and I was like, that's not how
that's
that
not
works.
what that is. It'd be like he lost his medical license. Did the Doctor lose his license this week? Did he do anything truly fucked?
He lost it last week.
Right.
In Heaven Sent. Also, I don't know if we have this, but I am going to give a Shilder a demerit.
Yeah, sure, fine. Why not? Just keep adding them on. I also, the Shilder gets 2 demerits.
Next time on Doctor Who, Nardole is here, and the Doctor meets River Song, and there's a big robot trying to kill them, and its head is Greg Davies.
Greg Davies is in this show? I always forget to watch these next time on.
Yes, he is the head of a big robot that's chasing them, trying to get the head back.
That's very funny. Wait, you're telling me that Greg Davies is on a show and the focus of it is his big head? Da 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 da. We have to, you know how there's like an episode we saw previously or next time on where it's like all British classic television shows like Big Brother and Weakest Link. They're gonna revisit that concept and it's gonna be like Taskmaster and 8 out of 10 cats does countdown or whatever.
Do you think?
No. Love Island also. Love Island would be funny.
Do you think that David Tennant will be on a Taskmaster New Year's special in the future?
That would be so much. I would love that.
I think he's going to do it.
I think he would do it, and I think he'd
I'm basing that on fucking
nothing.
nothing, but I think it'll happen.
I think he would do it because he comes across as a guy who likes to have fun sometimes. Okay.
You wanted to give a TED Talk about how companion... I don't really understand, because I saw you post this, but I was like, this might be spoilers, so I just didn't look at it at all. It's
not spoiler. There are spoilers of how characters fit into this fate, but none that you haven't seen. So I'm going to go into this. This episode has helped me create a 5-tier category system of things that can happen to companions. Here are the systems. They are. Number 1, fed to the wood chipper. Companion dies. Bill, definitely. No doubt. I haven't seen it yet, but I know in my heart.
I'm very convinced that the pawns get fed to the wood chipper.
Number 2, gone, but not forgotten. This is where a companion...
That's Rose.
Yeah, permanently extricated in a way that the Doctor can never beat them. Again, that's Rose. Number 3, forgotten, but not gone. That's Donna, and that's Clara. And then number 4 is one that I put just because it's funny, but it could happen, which is gone and forgotten, which is where...
I see your post where you said, I don't know if this has happened, but it's a funny possibility, so I'll leave it here in case. I fully believe that that's what's going to happen to Yaz, because the idea that Yaz would, like, put her feelings out there for the Doctor, and the Doctor would be like, oh gosh, what do I do? And then there would be one more episode, and at the end of that episode, Yaz is gone, and the Doctor is David Tennant again and starts hanging out with Donna. I have to believe that Yaz has been eaten from the universe.
I have 2 theories on how Gone and Forgotten could happen on the show. Number 1 is timeline erasure. They have been unwritten from time. Number 2 is that all of their episodes were lost. If there is a companion who has only existed on, and it's like, I think there's
probably 7 or 8 second Doctor companions.
I don't think that's happened, but is there any companion who is just no longer episodes of them exist? They have been gone and forgotten. And then number 5 is, kicking it normal style. This is pretty much all of the classic era companions as far as I can tell. This is where the companion just says...
Ace went to Gotham and founded Ace Chemicals.
Right. This is where the companion just says, I am done. Goodbye. And then maybe they can come back later. This is like Ace. This is Ian and Barbara. We know they get off. God, I hope Graham and Ryan just leave and they don't get killed by the French Revolution. Those are my 5. I feel like
yeah, and then option number 6, killed in the French Revolution.
No, that's fed to the wood chipper.
No, it's a very specific one.
Fed to the wood chipper, I have to say specifically because I know that people are listening and they're saying certain companions have been fed to the wood chipper. Fed to the wood chipper has to be, you have been killed in the line of duty. You are dead. Like, you are dead from a result of the episode.
Clara was fed to the wood chipper in Heaven Sent, but then she was she was forgotten but not gone in Hellbent.
True. So those are my 5.
You can go between them as it turns out.
You can move. They can move you from one category to the other. So maybe if Clara ever comes back, because like Donna, I mean, I haven't seen the specials yet. I've been meaning to watch them, but I don't want to give money to the mouse. But like, as far as I can tell, Donna has upgraded from forgotten but not gone to kicking it normal style, unless the events of the special feed her to the wood chipper. So. We don't know. I haven't seen it yet.
There's a nice segue, Jordan.
Mm-hmm.
Because let me take us to the spreadsheet, which now has
This is so exciting.
New specials.
This is so exciting for something that is so tangibly not affecting my life because we're not going to roll them. But also, if we roll them, I don't know how.
It's very unlikely, but it's not impossible.
It's not impossible. I don't know how I'm going to watch them. I mean, I guess I'll have to just pay Disney Plus for the month to every time I want to watch it.
We'll figure out a way. It'll be easy.
It'll be easy. I really tried to get...
the odds of Tenet have gone back up, which
is so weird.
There is now a 27% chance of a Tenet episode. All right, Jordan. Oh, I almost forgot. Which Doctor, Jordan?
Oh, which Doctor? Well, I want to say Tenet because it would be the funniest thing that could ever possibly happen on this podcast.
You want specifically one of the new ones?
Specifically 14th Doctor. It'll never happen, but it would be the funniest thing ever.
I also want a Tenet episode, but I also could just because I like David Tennant.
I like Tenet, and I like his character. So I could
I'm gonna do it. It is a David Tennant episode, Series 2, Episode 2, Tooth and Claw.
The furry episode. I don't know that for sure. Let's look it up.
This is... Okay, yeah. We actually haven't really seen any of the episodes around
this is Series 2. This is the second episode of... This is like the second episode of... Oh! Okay, I do remember this one. This one has Queen Victoria, and it's like, it's...
Wait, hold on. It's got Queen Victoria, and it's called Tooth and Claw?
Yeah, I remember this one. Yes. This has been referenced in other episodes, I believe.
Is this going to be the fucking episode where he saves the queen from a fucking werewolf she founds Torchwood about it?
Yes, it sure is. Isn't it so fun? This is the thing I fucking love about Doctor Who, is that we circle back around on plot points that have been referenced in other episodes. So now we already know this, but we didn't get to see it, and now we get to see it. That's really fun. I love this podcast.
Ian Berriman of SFX called the episode Frigging Ace.
No, Ace isn't in this one. And I don't
want to see that.
Oh, hey. There's a scene where David Tennant, they let him be Scottish in this one. I wish they'd let David be Scottish.
Oh my god.
It makes me sad.
I don't remember if we've talked about this on the podcast, but apparently this is another episode because I feel like we talked about this maybe on Discord, that there was a, like, website where they would post messages from Mickey.
Hello.
Did we talk about this?
No.
So it was a website called Defending the Earth, whoisdoctorwho.co.uk, and Mickey would post things where he would be like, watch out guys, there's werewolves about, or whatever.
That's so weird.
Yeah, so I don't know if those are archived in any way, but I'm also not going to look into it.
That's very funny.
Anyway, this is good. I'm looking forward to seeing David Tennant again. It might have been very recent on the podcast, but it feels like I haven't seen him in months.
I mean, yeah, it's been a while.
What was our last episode?
It was Sisu Sasu's. It was the Christmas tree.
Oh god,
that one was so bad. I hated that one. That was fucking gender, the biotruther. That was the one where we mentioned it. This is the one where Matt Smith said, "We are men, you and me, little boy. We have balls and cum."
You said that, and I was thinking about David Tennant talking to Timmy Big Lats.
No, it was when he was talking to Cyril, the little boy. He's like, "You were men with balls and cum."
Great. This is a long episode, Jordan. Let's wrap it up.
Yeah, let's wrap it up.
We are on co-host at Dr. Who. We're on Tumblr at Dr. Who. I'm on co-host at Positive Stress, and you can listen to my other podcast, Sounds About Light, where we are just about done with Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance, and then we will be starting to talk about Union Cross, the mobile game.
That'll be fun.
I'm so excited. It's so stupid and so good.
You can find me on Kamurocho Radio as a Yakuza replay podcast. We'll record a new episode eventually. Haven't done one.
And on Tumblr at where?
Oh, you can find me on Tumblr at Kiwami Breakfast. I'm always posting on there.
If you like us, which you do, you can support us on Patreon at patreon.com/poddingbros, where $1 a month gets you all of our bonus content, plus a mildly special Discord role marking you as a friend of the show. We were on break, obviously, so we haven't been able to record a bonus episode in a while, but hopefully we'll be able to find a time to talk about the Time Meddler soon.
I want to talk about the Time Meddler so bad.
Yeah.
I started watching it.
Scheduling got even harder, so that's a problem.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out. $5 gets you a pretty special Discord role marking you as a companion of the show. You get the bonus content, you get a shout out on the podcast, and you can send us a message that we'll read in one of our funny voices that I don't have time to list. $10 gets you all that, plus an incredibly special Discord role marking you as an honorary member of House Misuza. We will clap for you. And you can listen to the podcast live while we record
and you get to travel through time with Clara, I guess.
Yes, thank you to our $5 and $10 subscribers. Cassidy, JCH Roy, Stephanie Boulding, Stephanie Karen, Violet Magician, Destry... hold on. And House Misuza. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. It's been a while. House Misuza, here they come. It's Destry Hawk, it's H.A.G.S, and it's Sauceworks as well.
Woo! They're flying away in their little bus. Yeah.
I just want to ask you a yes or no question, Jordan.
Yeah.
Do you think that Clara... Actually, I guess two questions. One, do you think that Clara will ever come back?
I think it is within the realm of possibility that Clara will come back eventually for a special.
Two, do you think that that's already happened?
No, I don't think so. I think, okay. But also, I'd love to be a clown, so probably Clara will come back in the next 3 to 4 episodes. Chronologically.
I did mention she was in the next time on. I'm just kidding.
I think that it is within the realm of possibility for them to undonna the Doctor, and then Clara will be there, and she'll be like, "Okay, I guess I'll go die now. Goodbye. I'm tired of Lady Me."
We're hosted on noisepace.xyz, and between episodes, Henry Kissinger died. So please listen to the newly recorded and newly posted final episode of Henry Kissinger's Pokemon Going to Die, and I was on, and we talked about it.
Where were you?
And we also talked more about Grok.ai, if you want to learn more about that.
Where were you when you found out?
I was at a gas station in Oregon, and I had forgotten that they pump your gas for you in Oregon. So I thought that I was just taking a break from my long drive to look at my phone, and then I saw that fellow Noisepace host Maze posted in the Noisepace server, "Is there going to be another episode?" And I was like, oh, did he fucking die? And then I looked and I saw I was reading his obituary when the gas station attendant knocked on my window and freaked me out.
I was on the computer and I think I just saw in the announcements, I saw the like +1 in the HKIP Discord. Like one notification, and I went, oh my god, it happened, and I clicked and it sure as fuck did. And then, even more beautifully, I was playing Final Fantasy and I was in the crowded city of Limsa Lominsa, and everybody was just like, oh my god. I wish that I could have been the one to break the news, but
everyone in Limsa Lominsa is doing the Hunger Games salute.
Everybody
for Henry.
in everyone in Limsa Lominsa took a second to stop having sex with each other to start doing the bee's knees sexy dance to celebrate the fact that Henry Kissinger was dead.
You know, Jordan?
Mm-hmm. There's something we haven't said in a while, and I'm wondering if you remember it after a month off, all the words.
May your life flow like a river. May your days smell sweet as a rose. May your nights be calm and still as a pond. May you be as lucky as an ace in a game of blackjack. And may the doctor light your path through time for 4.5
billion years.
Billion years.
So
Dr. Bye.
Dr. Bye.